Our former President John Dramani Mahama says the new NDC administration will withdraw the controversial Public Universities Bill, which seeks to stifle academic freedom, according to him. Now, the NDC flag bearer, who is accusing government of gagging heads of institutions, argues that universities have different missions and questioned why government would want to introduce a common bill to govern all public universities. JoyNews' Kwesi Parker-Wilson joins me on the line with details from that meeting. Parker-Wilson, what exactly has the former president been proposing?
Right, so Kojo, the former president believes that the current administration, that is Nana Akufo-Addo, and his government are seeking to stifle academic freedom. That is why they have introduced the public university bill. And for him, he wants the government to withdraw the bill. In fact, he believes that it is not the way to go because all the universities were established for various reasons. So if you look at the University of Mines and Technology, I mean, their mission is different from the University of Ghana and subsequently the University of Cape Coast, which focuses more on education. So by introducing a bill that would eventually govern all the public universities, but he described it as a blanket bill to govern all the public universities, will not inure to the benefit of the universities, but there is no reason behind it, just for government to take control of the universities, and that is why they have introduced this bill. Again, he talked about the fact that the challenges faced by the two-tag lectures or perhaps lectures from the technical universities are because the government has failed to stick to the original plan or the bill or the act that established the university. For him, I mean, his administration at the time made sure that all the public universities go through a certain, meet some criteria, which they did. And if they've met the criteria, he doesn't understand why government is still dragging it free to ensure that all the benefits due these lectures are being given to them. And he raised another concern about government delay in converting the Y and Borga Polytechnic to a technical university. He says they have met all the criteria and the requirements, and that government must quickly convert them into a technical university. So the conversion that he's talking about. And for him, should government fail to do that, his new administration, that is, if the NDC wins the elections and return to power in 2021, they will fast-track the conversion of the Wa and Borga Polytechnic. And finally, he says there's a current downgrading of these technical university lectures. He's asking government to quickly put a stop to it and make sure that all the benefits and emoluments and everything that's due these lectures are given to them. So these are the concerns or the things that the former President Mahama talked about. I had a conversation with some of the two-tag executives, the leadership who were at the meeting, and they tell me that they were quite satisfied with the meeting with the former president. And for them, they are happy that the former president has reaffirmed his commitment to technical education and the fact that the Wa and Borgatanga Polytechnic will be converted to a technical university should the NDC return to power in 2021.
Okay, now he has pointed out what he thinks is wrong with the approach of the current government in creating this common law to govern all universities. But what has he said about how he will solve the problems that this government was seeking to solve with this common law? For example, the fact that there isn't enough control over the expenses or the use of money by these universities that are funded by government, or the security situations like what we've seen in KNUST, or even the fact that these universities are offering programs that have nothing to do with the reason for which they were established. And yet they're doing this because their autonomy allows them to do so. What has the former president said about these particular problems?
Well, he didn't provide any specific to that effect, Kojo. For him, he had the view that the government needs to control the universities. That is why they have introduced the public university bill. And let me put on record that, in fact, it was a closed-door meeting. So after the meeting, they had to brief the media on some of the resolutions or some of the things that they agreed upon as far as the meeting is concerned. So the details and specific of that issue, the former president did not provide. But his main concern is that government should withdraw the public universities bill and make sure that they give the powers back to the universities to do their own work. I'm sure that if you're able to get some of the executives who are around, we'll speak to them on the matter.
Well, thank you so much for that update. Kwesi Parker Wilson there, bringing us the latest from a closed-door meeting at which former President John Dramani Mahama has been outlining his plans regarding the university's bill, which is currently being proposed by this government.